Throughout the bar's main quest line, you're going to get various rewards such as guns, armor, consumables, and other trinkets and camos if you can find them. While the major rewards will be given out upon quest completion, some of the rewards are going to be hidden during important sections of this quest line. This guide will not be showing the hidden rewards aside from one or two, and instead focuses purely on showing how to complete the quest line. Now, my gear is going to be above average while I complete these quests, but do not worry, you can still complete it with only what you get from quest rewards. Alright, so once you've reached the bar, resuming the main quest line, if you go left, inside this little area here is the dorms. That's where we're going to talk to Shaman next. Straight ahead, we can talk to Shaman.
Наконец-то ты здесь.
We can skip the dialogue if you want. He's going to give us a bunch of stuff for progressing. He's going to give us a sight, a container, some ammo and things. We could just throw all of that into storage. But the next thing we need to do is actually go back outside, which we can go this way. And we got to meet up with Kozumyaka. Now, Kozumyaka is going to be just outside the bar entrance. It's going to be a straight shot. You can skip this dialogue if you want. But he's going to throw you into a new instance where we're going to have to fight a bunch of guys. I'm going to skip this cutscene. And now we just have to fight everyone in here. I'm making this a little easier by just using a slightly better weapon, but you can do this with whatever you get for the main quest. Alright. Oh, let's stick one over here. It's going to look like you've killed everybody, but don't worry, there's still two more guys in the back that you have to kill to finish this. Then once you've killed them all, we can go over here to talk to Kozumyaka again, and he's going to want us to interrogate somebody. Now, once you're in here, you have two options. You can interrogate this guy, or you can choose not to. So if you interrogate him, there's a couple options that can kind of go about from happening from it. If you don't interrogate him, he can show up soon after and actually help you progress a different part of the main quest line. Now his thing is going to be completely optional, so whether you do or don't is completely up to you. So I'm going to say no, I can't torture somebody just to speed things up. Talk to Kozumyaka, and then we can leave. And Shaman's going to tell us the plan. Suddenly we get thrown into a nightmare. And now for this part, just be prepared to run. I probably should have activated the consumable beforehand, but you could do this without it. So, you're going to instantly drop down and you're going to start running away from a fiend. You can ignore all the wannabe flaming vents. And just keep running. You should have just enough stamina to make it to the end. There you go, now we're safe. Alright, now we talk to Shaman again. Alright, now we have to get Officer Chevrons. You can get these beforehand and then hand them in right away, but I do not believe I've already got them. Alright, so Officer Chevrons can be obtained by just clearing out military checkpoints like these. I do not think the orderlies count. You don't get them from the loot crate, you get them from the bodies themselves. Which I believe I now have enough, because I still have one more in my stash. But I'll check and grab one more just in case. Now we can head back. Now that we're back and we have all the chevrons, we can turn them into shaman. They're saying the military is still hassling us. Now we have to go and kill military lieutenants in the forest. Alright, so for this part of the quest, we have to go to these yellow military camps. It's going to spawn on the south side of the forest. We just need to get in here and kill the military lieutenant. He's going to spawn down here at the bottom on the left side. Oof. It was just acknowledging that we both need it. Now, I do not know... Okay, there is a second one. Good, good.
Thanks, buddy.
Once you completed both of those, you can head back to Shaman and turn it in. Now that we're back, continue talking to Shaman. And he's going to want us to team up with one of the northern factions for this next part. So for this part, you are choosing to side with one of the sub-factions. Now don't worry, this has no permanent choice repercussions whenever you do this. This is literally only deciding what style of gun you get. You will always get the same one with the same stats, but you're going to get a different skin depending on which faction you choose. So just because he's closer, I'm going to choose Willow here. I think he's with the Frontier. Then we can run on down here, talk to Willow. And then he's going to give us a quest to go out and find some of his men. And kill a mutant while we're at it. So for this part, you will be fighting a mutant boss. It is going to be a bloodsucker boss. So I recommend having some ammo or some meds. Make sure you have, in my opinion, some energy drinks, maybe some MREs or something. Just give yourself a boost and make things easier. Because his boss fight is going to be very much so about running away from him and then taking a couple pot shots and then running away. So you're improving your stamina and vitality and things like that, it's going to really help. But for this part, we got to make our way up here into Poloski, the northeast side. So once you get here near the objective, this guy is going to be sitting up against a tree next to this little mountain. It's going to be right at the edge of the perimeter. We talk to him, and then he points us into the next direction. We're going to find Aruga. It might be different names depending on which side you picked, but... Alright, we interact with him. He's dead. We're going to keep tracking the rest. Now this one's not going to be a body. I believe this one is going to be this tree branch. Yep. Then from here, we go into the cave. Now I am going to keep this one solid recording going through the whole cave, because this is a bit of a series of parkour, hidden objectives, and eventually you're going to reach the boss. So I'm going to keep this all in one piece so everybody can follow along and know which path to take. Now, if you want to, you can kill any of the rats below before doing this in case you fall. I'm not going to bother with it because I don't expect to fall. Crawl in here. Alright, for now, we can just walk forward and jump. Don't sprint. Walk and jump, walk and jump. This one, I believe, is best to sprint and jump. Just be careful you don't overshoot it. So what I do is I sprint and jump, and then part way through, I start pushing backwards. Same thing with this one, and then this one, I just full-on went forward. Something to keep in mind is, whenever you're doing ledges like this, you want to run straight forward, or look slightly to the left when you're doing this. If you jump forward and accidentally go into the wall at all, it stops all momentum and you'll end up falling into the ground. So just be mindful of that when you're doing parkour like that. Just be careful going across all this. I'm gonna have to jump across. Then we're gonna go down. So yeah, we go back this way. Drop. Jump across here. I'm gonna wait for this to stop so I don't accidentally jump the wrong way. You can stop, game. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. Alright, now like I said before, there's gonna be a lot of hidden areas and secrets. There's gonna be things you can pick up and gather, collect. I'm gonna leave those for you to find out and discover. I'm just gonna show the main direct path. Personally, I don't bother with a lot of the secrets in these scripted areas, but you can get some nice things. Like you can get some paints or charms for your guns or other things like that. Alright, so now you're gonna go left here. We're gonna drop down, grab the ladder. Gonna have to climb across the rope again. Alright, remember, don't jump into the wall, along it, or slightly away from it. Just take your time with the parkour. I might look like I'm going at a pretty decent pace or fast to some of y'all, but that's just because I'm used to it. I've done this a handful of times. And I'm used to how this game's movement and parkour works. But just take your time. Because you don't want to fall down into places like this, because if you do, you're going to lose everything in your inventory. Now for this part, we're going to have to crawl. You might be able to make that jump. I don't know. I'm just going to take it safe and climb across the rope. Even then, I still almost missed it. Goodness. Alright, so here's a shortcut, just in case you want to try it. See that anomaly right there? You can actually jump, sprint jump, into the anomaly, float your way along, and then grab the edge of the other end of the bridge. I believe I've done it once, maybe twice, and I've seen other people try it and do it. I don't recommend it because you will likely fail a multitude of times before you actually get it. But I do believe it is still possible. Alright, so for this path, there's going to be hidden stuff along here as well. I'm just going to go the straight path, which I believe is right. And then go right next to the lamp on the right side. And then I believe we go straight. Then we take a left. And we're out. Yeah, that slide can be a bit finicky. I've died to it before. Alright, down once more. I don't know why I took damage. Now this one is going to be safe because you're landing in water. Drop down again into the water. Now right here is going to be a ammo crate. You can fill up on resources here. I'm just doing it for the medkits. I'm also going to activate a hemostat while I'm at it. Along with an energy drink and MRE. Again, you can do this without any consumables. You can do this with whatever basic gear you've gotten from the main quest line. It's just, you can make things a lot easier on yourself. Alright, so this is where it's best to use a shotgun. And you're going to be running this guy around in circles and just shooting any chance you get. Well, I like to use this ledge up here. Because then he gets a little tricked and takes him a moment to catch up to you. Oh goodness, he did the thing. I hate it when he does this. There we go. Now, yes, I am using a breacher. It's +5 upgraded, but again, you can do this with like a shorty. I've done it with a shorty before. It's not that big of a problem. Now he's got to jump through the bubble. And then we got to make our way back to factory. Alright, now that we've returned, we can go in here. Let's talk to Willow. Give him the Vagrant's head. Then he's going to give you the new gun, the Protector M1A. So as you can see, it's got this kind of skin to it. Every faction, regardless of what you pick, will give you the M1A. The only difference is going to be the skin that you get on the gun. But now that we've gotten that, we've gotten their cooperation, we can go back and talk to Shaman. Talking to Shaman. And he gives us the next objective to kill Vlassof. Which we can go out this way for. Now Vlassof is going to be actually over here in the Dead City. Now I believe we can talk to Kozumyaka up here in Poloski, which can speedrun us over to the Dead City. But I'm just going to make my way over there myself. Right now, I'm quickly making my way in before somebody shoots me. So let's run. I do believe we go upstairs. Yep. I'm gonna grab some ammo. Actually, is this... Yeah, I think this was a secret. Okay, yeah, that was... So this way is the way in. It's going to have to clear all these guys out. still another one. Man, I really wish I had bigger mags. Alright. I believe we go this way. Yeah, you just really got to be careful about those tanky guys, because they can hit really hard. Alrighty. Drop down here. Now, before we go in here, I do believe, I could be wrong, I do believe at some point in one of the side rooms, there was a computer with some other stuff around it. If you interact with that and do things correctly, you could kill Vlassof through this cutscene that it's about to play. But I didn't do that, so he's going to escape and then I'll have to fight him like a boss fight. Alright, so now we've run back here. So yeah, I'll grab these a little more just in case. Now, Vlassof here, he's gonna pretty much fire at you indefinitely until he has to reload. At that point, you can just peek out and unload into him. There's also a couple areas within this map that you can get like a good angle on him, so you can shoot him and he can't shoot you. I'm gonna move forward. Careful dropping down, there's gonna be a handful of minions down here. Now, this is one of the spots that I was talking about. You can kind of shoot him, he can't really hit you. And there we go. Simply make our way out. And run all the way back. Alright, back to Shaman. We tell him we killed Vlassof. He's going to give us some rewards. This being the Kozemyaka's Beretta, which is a really good sidearm, honestly. But from there, we need to find out the location of the blue sphere. And so from here, we need to go over here to meet up with Oracle in the forest. So now that we're here, we can go inside and talk to Oracle. Well, Condor's going to interrupt us. Oh, okay. I was just cycling back and forth, back and forth. But ignore Condor. Talk to Oracle.
Нужно сконцентрироваться. Я уже знаю, как это делать.
I'm gonna skip this.
Где он?
Oracle is gonna disappear and be abducted. We gotta return back to Shaman and let him know what happened. Talk to Shaman, let him know what happened. What you say there doesn't really matter, I'm just skipping through. And now we have to meet with a defector. Now, this is going to be the start of infiltrating a base, and this is going to end up being quite a long segment. We're going to be going through a long base infiltration segment into a long nightmare section. So be prepared for that. Stop here if you want to take a break or anything else, but just make sure you're aware that you're going to get into a bit of a long haul from here. So the defector is going to be up here in the north. Quest name I, for some reason, but we just got to go up there and talk to him. Once we're at the base, we can just go up to the guards at the gate and talk to them. Again, you can kind of just skip the dialogue, but basically it's just saying, hey, you're a new recruit looking to join. Make your way in. Now, there's going to be three to four different checkpoints that you have to make your way through to get to the end. The first checkpoint is going to be getting into this building. Now, there's going to be multiple ways to do every checkpoint. I'm going to try and show you the quickest and easiest methods. Now, also, there is going to be multiple hidden areas with some rewards and loot. I'm not really going to show most of it. I might grab one or two and show it, but for this first checkpoint, we're going to talk to this guy. He's going to tell us he's getting sick from food poisoning. Then we can use that information and talk to this man here. And now, be careful what you put here. Dialogue doesn't matter. I got to go to the infirmary. I've been poisoned. Eat some dodgy canned meat. That's the second option. And then that will let you get in. Now, that's the first checkpoint. The second checkpoint is going to be outside this building towards the main one. But there's going to be multiple ways to do this. The easiest method, in my opinion, is going to be this guy right here. As soon as you come in through that door, this guy is radio operator. And we basically got to do a little minigame puzzle for him to help fix this radio. So the first time you interact with this thing, it is just to familiarize yourself with the buttons. You can press them, do whatever, inspect where and what buttons are located. Once you've figured out where all the buttons are located, I'm going to show on screen the first, second, and third transmissions in order that you have to press. Now, you are timed on this, so you have to do it fast. Channel 1, second row, 7 megahertz, SW.
Так, тестовый сигнал пошел, но это еще не все. Сейчас продолжим. Канал 3,
Channel 3, 3.5 megahertz.
Затем регулятор на 30. После
Okay,
этого
so
ставишь пятый канал.
Channel 3, 3.5 megahertz. Regulator 30. Channel 5.
Основной сигнал тоже пошел. Отлично. Осталось только провести отладку. Приготовься.
The last
Регулятор на
one.
50. Канал 2. ДВ.
Regulator
Переход на 4-й
50.
канал. В конце ставишь регулятор на 20.
Channel 2. And then LW. Channel 4. Regulator 20.
Бинго!
There we go.
Заработало. Получилось! Прикинь, мужик, заработал.
Then we get that first answer, he gives us this pass. So now we can go through. And we give this to this guy here. I have a pass from Navigator. And now we're through. But now we're going to come up across another checkpoint up here. What we're going to do is, I'm going to go through back here. Okay, maybe not. I'm going to go through here. Search the stack of papers. Take the permit.
Эй, ты чё, ошалел?
We're gonna knock out the secretary.
Что, прости?
And then we're gonna go back downstairs. Into this first room. And I believe it's... Oh yeah, so these documents tell us what we need to do. Actually, 1 second. Yeah, sample document, note. Several places, all the signatures are made using a red pen. So now we can interact with this table, use the red pen, we forged a signature, run back upstairs and continue onward. Alright, now be careful when you're going through this area, these guys are patrolling. If they spot you, you get sent back. Now, they have no audio awareness, so just run right past them. This one... Okay, I'm through. Now, there is some kind of side thing you can do for this laptop. I don't remember what it is or how to do it, but feel free to check that one out. And I believe we can now just... Okay, we can't. We can go over here. I have permission to requisition supplies. Drop down, kill the rats. We don't have to kill the rats, I was just doing it to make safe. And we're just gonna climb through the air ducts. And then we are going to end up behind that guy right there. So now we've passed the third checkpoint, and this is going to be another area where they're patrolling, I believe. Right there. But there's some hidden stuff in here. I believe it's this crate right here. It gets you some consumables. And then there's this safe right here. Okay. So for this code, it is going to be 7, 6, 8, 3, 4. And then that'll give you a bag of sniper rifle rounds, a camo paint, some medkits, and some money. So that's enough for the secrets. We're going to continue onward. This is another patrol route, so just careful you don't get caught. Alright, now we're free. See, that's going to be locked. We're going to get the keys off of this guy. Go in here. Talk to Oracle. Then, if you saved Lyndon, he's going to be right here. He will actually clear out the area in front of you. And then you're going to get some very loud music. Make sure that's all fine. Now you're just going to make your way to the roof. Right before that, though, you're going to grab the side helmet off this shelf and make your way out. But now,
От судьбы сбежать невозможно. Кто-то владеет силой.
we crashed the helicopter, and we are in a nightmare section. Now, your quest is going to be find the exit. All you have to do is just run straight in a random direction. You're going to get teleported back. Now that we're back, we can actually go down. Now you are going to have no weapons throughout this. Okay, 1 second. Oh, okay, it's this way. Got looped around. Goodness, why is it suddenly so dark? Okay, it's through here. Why is it so dark? What's going on? I can't see. This doesn't usually happen. Oh, I made it through. Oh, thank goodness. There we go. Well, that fixed my game for me. But now we got the actual part, which is parkouring away from all these mice and dogs. Alright, so once you climb that, it's going to be a simple just jump over here to the right. You're going to go into the giant tornado. It's going to teleport you. Now this is where you're going to have a little bit of a Metal Gear Solid kind of stealth section. So these guys are all going to have like a stealth, like noticing you bars and all that. Because you don't have any weapons, you can't fight back, you gotta sneak your way through. Now, it's not an instant loss if you get spotted. You can actually keep running and making your way through. As not doing it the way I did. I tried taking the shortcut. Let me try this again. So let him walk ahead. We're going to have one guy come by. Then we're going to have a second one traveling around. He's gone. I'm going to follow behind him. Make a left. Turn around. And we're pretty much in the clear. That's the easiest method to get through that section. So now we're going to interact with this lever. We're going to realize, oh shit, generator's broken. And we got to go through a whole side thing to get this thing working. So that means we got to make our way... Okay, it just spawned right there as I was running over there. But now that we're in here, we're going to make our way through this path. Just be careful of dogs and mice. Alright. Now, full stamina, make a run for it. This stealth section, or not stealth section so much as just the nightmare section is what I was trying to say, is mostly just going to be avoiding enemies, doing some parkour, figuring out some light puzzles. Jump back in the tornado, and then we can go and install this spark plug into that generator. Now flip the switch. I don't know if this actually needs to get flipped or not. I just always do it just in case. And now we can flip this. Now if I do remember right, we are going to go through another stealth section here in a moment. Yeah. So just keep following the path I'm going. Make your way down. As soon as you jump over this truck right here, another stealth section begins. God damn it. I can never remember the path for this one. I do remember it starts on this left side. Now, obviously, you could find another way around yourself, but, I'm just trying to remember the way I usually took. I got spotted, but this is fine. Well, that's how I made it through. Feel free to try to follow with what I did or find your own way through. Alright, and this is going to be like a very short little maze. Just trying to get back into this tornado. Okay, not that way, this way. And now for the next part. More running away from dogs and rats and small mazes. Just make sure you're full up on stamina before you try running these sections. Now you can climb up on here like this. Now, if I do remember, I think it's left side. And then middle? Oh. It was stick hard left all the way through. Alright, so now we can go up on this roof, climb around, go across this log. Or planks, whatever you want to call it. Then we're going to climb this tower here. And then jump off, do a little Assassin's Creed dive into some bloody water. I think yeah, we'll keep going this way. Again, just make sure you have full stamina before you do these. You don't want to get caught out and die because you couldn't run anymore. Alright. Now we're done with that part. And go this way. I'm gonna do some tree hopping. Oh, come on. Climb up, jump across again. I want to make a little shortcut. And we're going to be like right above where we started, which is not right. We need the other direction. This is the way. It's the glowing red bridge. Then we're just going to run down, hit up the tornado at the end of the road. And then we're out of there. Condor's gonna find us. And that is going to end the nightmare section. Now we need to run over here and talk to Shaman. Alright, so once we're here, we can talk to Shaman. Now, like I said earlier, this is going to start the long sequence. We're going to be infiltrating our way into a comms tower, fighting our way through the comms tower, then we're going to be infiltrating a large bunker complex, and facing like 2 bosses. It's going to be a long section. We are going to get a new gun from Shaman right here, but I do recommend at least trying to bring some consumables with you, like MREs are fine, they give you a bit more health regen, stamina, just things like that that can help. But we're going to start talking to Shaman. Again, you can skip the dialogue here if you want. And then he's going to give you the Seeker's AK, some money, and some season points. But you're supposed to get the Seeker's AK right there, and then you can go over to start the actual sequence over here at Reach the Radar. Alright, so I'm gonna go into this little section right here. I'm gonna go through this door and start the sequence. Alright, so starting out, we're gonna have this crazy nonsense. It looks crazy. You might look at it and be like, how the hell am I supposed to get through this? Well, you can actually weave your way through the anomalies, but here's a simple solution. Just climb up on this and run through. It's a simple cheese. And drop your way down at the end. Gonna have some rats and other stuff coming at you. So now I'm actually gonna activate this energy drink, the MRE, and the hemostat. Oh, I didn't reload my shotgun. Oh no. Alrighty. Oh goodness. Roll back a little bit. This is gonna throw a variety of enemies at you throughout this. For the first half of this, it is going to be mostly just zombie guys like that and some mutants here and there. Can't remember. Am I supposed to go up or down? I think I'm supposed to go down. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Probably didn't need to do that because you landed in water, so you'd probably be fine just chopping the whole way. Now, again, you can weave your way through all these anomalies, but easy way. Take this slow. There's going to be a lot of zombie guys ahead of you. You don't want to worry about taking a bunch of bullets while you're still standing above all these anomalies. So try and just pick them off a little bit as you go through. Carry that guy. Alright, now they're all gone, we can make our way through. Oh no. You're not killing me. I ran out of stamina at the worst time. Now, I'm not too sure if throughout this entire sequence, if there's hidden areas where you can get extra rewards. I don't really go out of my way to check for them. I'm just trying to show you the straightforward paths to completing the main quest line. Feel free to explore and try things out yourself. Alright. So, elevator won't work, so we gotta make our way upstairs. And we're supposed to make our way into this room. But guess what? It's locked! So we go back upstairs some more, do a little... not that. Do a little parkour shimmy. once we're up here, we need to make our way over here. So, to me, it always seemed like they expect you to kind of parkour your way across here like that. But, if I remember right, you can just jump from here over to there. Yep, just like that. So we're going to hit this lever. Then that switch to open the door. And the elevator should now work. Yep. That's not going to work normally. We have to actually climb up. Alright, this works. Actually going to grab some ammo. You can have some longer range guys in here. I suggest trying to take care of them before really moving in here, because there's a bunch of anomalies. Just bob and weave your way through. To my knowledge, it's not any easy, cheesy method to get through that. You just gotta walk your way through. It's not hard. Just gotta watch where you're stepping. And now we've reached the surface. So now this is going to be a very large area that we have to make our way through. And actually, where's the ammo box? Oh, it's right here. I'm blind. Alright, so we're gonna make our way up here. Now you can go right that way, or we can go left. This way leads to like a main road where it's just a straight shot. You are gonna have to fight off a handful of guys. And once we reach a certain point, we are gonna get attacked by a fiend. So just be prepared for that. Alright. Keep her moving. Yeah, there's gonna be just tons of these zombie guys. It's a little annoying and frustrating, but not much you can do. You just gotta fight your way through. I got dogs on me. So they revert back to my expanding for the fiend that's going to be coming up here in a bit. And I think we're going to have to fight just a couple more small groups of zombies on our way here. Along the main road. My goodness, there's so many. It's like every time you think you killed them all, it's another group shows up. He's going to shoot me in the back, so let's take care of him. Now, the fiend is going to be showing up soon. So be prepared. Because it's like once you're near this area, around where this wall is, it's going to show up. So what I recommend is, this isn't a proper cheese, but it can help. See, he can get over here eventually. Sometimes he gets over here fast, sometimes he just struggles like that, but that's the best area I've found so far to kill the fiend. So now, we're going to be in this little camp area. This door is going to be locked. So all we need to do is walk into this tent here, loot it off of this guy, and then we can open it. Alright, so now just be careful you don't get sucked up in there by accident. Oh my goodness. Alright. So now we got a little bit more of a somewhat linear area to go through. Just keep following the way I'm going. Alright, we're gonna go through this middle room. Kind of just going around because of the locked rooms. Alright, so we need to go this way. Then we can crawl through this little opening. Loot this guy for a key. And make our way back through. Open up the iron gate, and now we can go upstairs. Take care of everybody. A second, I gotta reload. Man, I wish I had a bigger mag. Okay, so it's this way, drop down. And go through here. We want to take care of these guys first before we start doing the parkour. Reason being because this area, anywhere underneath these rocks that you step on, is filled with very high psychic radiation. And you could get to the point where you just don't have any stamina to get back out, and you could just end up dying because of that. Take care of them so they're not trying to kill me, jumping up at me. You know, once you start getting close to the other side, people are going to spawn, so be careful. I'm going to take care of this. Grab another ammo crate. Alright. I got to jump across and out the window. I'm gonna just ignore these guys to the left. I'm gonna run straight. And it's going to keep running straight. We're going to go into this bubble. And now we start the actual raid on the control tower, or whatever it's called.
Здесь.
Yeah, the radar station, yeah.
Помехи, чтобы... Поторопись. Кто знает, сколько еще будет работать твоя пси-защита.
Right, be careful in this section. They're going to throw a lot of dogs at you. And they are going to be some side dogs as well, the kind that just keep spawning in more after images. I don't know of a good place to really cheese them. I think this works decently. I thought they have crawled across the front before and reached me, but maybe they're just too focused on trying to get me right here. Alright, so that one's the real one. We gotta kill that one. There we go. So moving on. The rest of this is going to be a lot simpler and honestly kind of easy, as long as you take your time with it. This part, all you gotta do is just reach the end. You can take it as slow as you'd like. Obviously, you could sprint through this as fast as you like, but I like to take it nice and slow. So make sure I get there safe and sound. Now for this part, we're just going to go through the middle instead of the sides. We're going to have people on all sides of us from here. Okay, there he is. He was hiding in the bush. Alright. Now, there's going to be a few more zombie guys in here, but the main threat is going to be a couple, bloodsuckers. They're going to start showing up on the second floor, I believe. There they are. You can always just start attacking them and lure them back down. Then we can climb up through this little vent and hit this button.
Отлично. Примочка отключена. Кидаю тебе координаты лагеря. Встретимся там.
After you've awoken from your little nap, we can go back out the same way we came in, I believe. Actually, no, we get just climb over the front and drop down. I forgot. And then we're gonna find out that that quote-unquote evil guy that has Burgle hostage that we've met a couple times is actually over here waiting to talk to us. He's gonna try and tell you his story, convince you he's the right one. And you're gonna get a cutscene.
Чтобы собрать вокруг себя покорную армию. Я выложил тебе...
Okay. So, Oracle here. You can talk to him if you want. I'm not going to bother right now. Or you're going to just hit the elevator button and head on down. So for this part, we are going to be facing a boss. If I remember right, we go up here. Yeah. As soon as we drop down here, we got a boss fight. I'm going to try and explain it while I fight it, but essentially, see the lights on this guy? You're going to have to shoot the lights. Shooting the body itself doesn't work. As for that charge attack, you just got to run, kind of sprint forward and to the left, and turn away a little bit at the same time, and you'll be able to dodge it. But it's not too hard. It's gonna take a lot longer if you're using weaker weapons, like especially if you're just using the base Seeker's AK. But overall, as long as you're aware of what you're doing, it shouldn't be too hard. For this part, he's trying to regenerate his health, so all you gotta do is just shoot these lights out and it'll stop it. Now, even if he does regenerate health, he can only do that so many times because there's only so many lights on the arena. So even if you can't really do it quickly, you could just outlast him. Reload my shotgun while I can. There's no need to rush any of this, just take your time with it. Yeah, you don't want to get hit by that. It hurts a lot. But for the most part, he's incapable of one-shotting you, so don't worry. It's just, if you get hit by that charge attack, he does charge again right after, and he can just double tap you. But now that he's dead, we can simply just push this not weapon, lever over here. And then we're going to be making our way to the final boss fight, but we're going to fight a handful more guys. Yeah, we have to come down here, go through this little maze area. I think we just stick left here. No. Go right, straight back, and then left, and around. Interact the fuse box. I'll grab another ammo crate real quick, just to top off. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and take this drink. The hemostat. And that while I'm at it. Careful when you come back up, there's going to be these guys waiting for you. Right, going through, go upstairs. And now we're going to be fighting through a handful of hallways with these guys in them. And be careful, guys hiding in corners with melee weapons. They will screw you up fast. Nope, nope. Didn't see nothing.
Зафиксировано нарушение работы вентиляционных систем на территории 3-го и 4-го ярусов.
No, there is a guy with a melee weapon. Okay, now here comes a fun part. A little parkour. I almost screwed it up. Don't worry, we're gonna drop down here. Make sure you healed up, then we're gonna drop down on this. And drop down again.
Сбой защитных систем. Повторяю, сбой защитных систем. Произвожу аварийное перекрытие входа.
That's a bit of lag.
Внимание! Нарушитель. Нарушитель движется по 4-му ярусу.
Alright, now I do believe we go this way. Ooh.
На территории комплекса замечено множество групп нарушителей. Повторяю, на
Alright, I'm
территории
trying to remember
комплекса
if we go
замечено множество
this direction or
групп
the other one.
нарушителей.
Okay, we do go this way.
Внимание! Нарушитель на территории 6-го яруса.
Okay, he's unkillable right there.
Необходимо задействовать все силы, чтобы остановить нарушителя. Проход перекрыт согласно аварийному протоколу защиты.
Alright, make sure this area is cleared out, because as soon as you push this lever right here, it's going to open that door, and there's a handful more guys going to push through.
Аварийного протокола защиты.
Now, on the other side, that guy can die. Okay, keep making our way through.
Яруса. Целостность комплекса нарушена. Запуск диагностики повреждений защитных
Alright, there's gonna be some ranged guys up here, just careful. Alright, now that they're cleared out, we can move on. Honestly, you probably don't need to kill them, but I do so just to be safe.
Сбой диагностики повреждений защитных систем. Внимание! Нарушитель в комнате управления.
Alright, now, I do believe this is moving on to the final boss fight. Or the area right before it anyways. And... Yep, this is the final boss fight right here.
Никчемный холоп.
You can skip this dialogue at the start if you want. Dialogue after this cutscene is where it starts to matter, so pay attention.
Князь бежал.
Alright, so now, as we're going through this, we're gonna be choosing whether to side with Shaman or Morgue.
Мы можем использовать эти технологии.
Alright, so
во
typically I
благо
always side with Shaman.
Вот наше предназначение.
I'm gonna let this guy talk. Okay, now he's done. So, there is only real difference between choosing who to side with is who you're going to fight as your final boss. Now, the boss fights are fairly different, and typically I always found siding with Shaman to fight Morg to be easier, but that's just a personal opinion. Now, the rewards you get is going to be the armor of Shaman or Morg, depending on who you side with. If you side with Shaman, you get his armor. If you side with Morg, you get his. The stats are completely identical, it's just different looks. So it really just comes down to whose armor looks nice that you want, and who do you want to fight. So I've already done sided with Shaman on the other playthrough for Bandits, so I'm actually going to do a sided with Morg this time.
Всем держать позиции. Я за
Alright, now
подкреплением.
these are used to just refill all your ammo and armor, so feel free to use them. And all we gotta do, I believe, is just lay into the columns. Die, die! Oh, yeah, I'm not meleeing that one. Okay, so we're supposed to just keep fighting off the mutants, and I suspect that eventually we're supposed to destroy the golems.
Это может сработать. Стреляй по колоннам. Если не уничтожим шамана, то хоть похороним его под обломком.
Okay, destroy the column. So that column's destroyed, so we're supposed to just keep fending off until Morg decides to destroy a column, and then we just need to destroy it.
Еще одна колонна повреждена. Давай, уничтожь ее.
Alright, now I gotta destroy this one. Now, I will admit this is being done much easier because I have a breacher to fend off these mutants. If you're using something like a double barrel or a shorty, it might be a lot harder, but it should still be very much doable. Take care of these guys. Finish off that column. Reload. shotgun's completely out. Just the continuous onslaught of mutants is just insane. Alright, now we're gonna phase 2.
Голубой шар хранит меня, дарует мне свою силу. Что ты можешь этому противопоставить? Ты сгоришь в огне!
Oh, that don't look good.
Нет, мой щит! Глупец! Тебе это не поможет! Ты хочешь убить меня, Искатель? У
Okay.
тебя ничего не будет.
Well, the first half of his health is pretty much gone already.
Ты сгоришь в огне! Нет, мой щит! Я верю в тебя.
Oh,
Я
goodness.
помогал тебе. Вот чем ты мне платишь, да? Предатель, тебе не победить! Глупец! Тебе это не должен
Alright, he's
бороться.
almost dead.
Из последних сил.
There we go. So if you have the proper gear, fighting Shaman might actually be easier.
Голубой шар, столь желанный, столь таинственный, сводивший людей
It's just a matter of, do you have the
с ума,
means to
причем не только
take on that horde of mutants? Because I'll admit, my gear is decently more qualified than the gear that you get throughout the main quest line. My armor's better, my guns are better. It made it a lot easier. But if you're ever curious about which boss fight you want to do, just look at the other main questline video I did for the bandits, and you can just compare and see which one you'd like to do. But once you've done the boss fight,
Ты?
see Condor,
Нет,
and that finishes the main questline. You also get the armor here. But right after you do that, finish the main questline, you should get a radio transmission.
Сталкеры, группировки зоны вновь объявили набор в свои ряды в связи с усилением экспансии на север. Ищите вербовщиков рубежа и зари в паре.
And now that we've finished the main questline here in the south, we can join a sub-faction and head to the north. So we have Frontier and Rise, which will then take you up here to this area. So I think it is Rise down here at the bottom left, Frontier is up here at the top right. You got Inflow, Mines. This is where you're going to have the start of your endgame grind. So decide which faction you want to choose. You can continue from there. I'll be making more guides on the quests for the northern factions as well. Hopefully you found this all helpful.